Okay, so because I am moving out of here in a couple days, I thought it would be a nice idea to make a little room tour so I can have this little time capsule that I can look back on to see my first year uni room. So let's get started. Okay, so up first we have my doorway. It consists of one singular poster because there is a very obnoxious warning sign underneath it that I did not want to show in this video. But moving on this way, it starts getting a bit more interesting with my clothing rack. Here is where I keep basically all of my lighter clothing, so like my tops, my trousers and scarves and stuff, because I keep my closet to hold all my jackets. But it has become very useful, even though over the past couple months it has been very temperamental, so it has broken and fallen down a lot because it wasn't exactly the most expensive item. But as you go down here, there is some extra clothes and a bit of random storage at the bottom. And then on these sides, I keep all of my claw clips, headphones, headbands. But yeah, down here I keep my shoes. So I have my winter boots that obviously I'm not getting much wear out of currently. But I have my Converse and my Ducks. And then also here we have my little whale plush that I made for one of my illustration projects, but he just kind of sits here because there's not really enough space on my bed for him to go, and I was going to put him on the top shelf, but then I ended up never doing that because it would take a lot of organizing and removing stuff, which I wasn't exactly willing to do. So he has stayed here for now. But I also have my suitcase here and my backpack, and also all of my drying towels because there is not enough space in this room to actually have a proper drying rack. But moving on to opposite me is my closet. Okay, so on my closet I keep all of my bags and belts with help from these little IKEA hook things, but inside of the closet we have a lot of extra storage. So up here is some extra food stuff because my cabinets in the kitchen are just not very big, so I need a bit more space to keep all this. And then into the individual shelvings I just have extra clothes and some towels, and at the bottom is just some more like cleaning products and stuff like that. But in my clothing rack, I just keep all my jackets and this extra hook for leg warmers because that has become a very useful part of this closet. Down there is just my inline skates and some just extra storage bits. But yeah, that is my closet. There is the addition of little posters on the top to just make it a bit more interesting and feel a bit more like me. But moving on to this way, we have my desk area. This is definitely my favourite part of my room because there was just so much space to put all of my decorations, which I'm very sad about next year because I will basically have little to no shelf space. So in my next flat, I won't be able to decorate as much, but I'm very glad for the amount of desk space I got this year because it has been a lifesaver for all my art projects, because usually at home I ended up working on the floor because I just did not have a big desk, but now I was able to actually do my art on my desk, which is very nice. But yeah, on my desk I have my bamboo mats and just these little cups everywhere that keep all of my paintbrushes, and over here we have my coloured pencils in this little pot. I also have this bottle, which was something I took from the first time I visited Falmouth, and I think my sister got apple juice, so I just really like the bottle design, so I just kind of took it. And my shark pen has been living in here with this little charm that my boyfriend got me before I moved away. But yeah, I also have my moss ball container, He is, I think, thriving. I can't necessarily tell, but I know he's not dead. So that is a plus sign, but he is looking always very, very cute on my desk. Over here we have my scrapbook and weekly planner that I think I used for the first few weeks of uni and then never touched again because I just prefer to organise stuff on my phone. I don't know, I just find it a lot more convenient, easy, I can always just have it with me. But up here we have my little tiny poster collection, just so the space is a bit more, again, interesting and colourful. We have my incense so that my room doesn't smell like drying laundry. But yeah, on this little shelf area I have highlighters, my purse, tape, string, stuff like that. These little sumikos over here alongside some crystals. But yeah, here we have, my sister came down to visit me and she bought a plant and she couldn't take it back on the train, so I ended up keeping it and I do love it, but it desperately needs to be repot because its leaves are just slowly dying off and I can't repot it here, so hopefully when I go home next weekend she can repot it and it'll be alive again, which will be very, very nice because it is a very beautiful plant and I'm very lucky to have it on my space, especially because I put it on my little lettuce tray, which I didn't know what to use before. But into this corner we have a little stationery area. But yeah, in this corner I have a bit more space for all my stationery. So I have this little cute turtle pot that my sister got me and another plant that my boyfriend got me for our anniversary in a little muchacho. I'm not sure how to pronounce his name, but he is very, very cute and I do love Sanrio, so I'm very happy to have this. But the plant is doing very, very well, so I've just left him. We also have this little vase that I got a while back that holds all of my chopsticks and hair accessories. And then up here we have my little whale plush with a tiny eel sat on it, which was my gift for moving away to uni from my parents. But yeah, over here we have a little organizer that I got for Christmas, which holds my camera, a little Totoro plush, my tarot cards, and just loads of sewing supplies, and also these little cards that I have all pictures of my cats in because my sister printed out all these different little Polaroid pictures of my cats, which I love so much. They're so cute. That's finishing up this area. Now onto my shelving. Okay, so up here we have basically a bunch of miscellaneous items that don't really have a place anywhere else, but that includes some of my hair accessories, this little clay thing that I made for one of my projects that actually really annoyed me because I made them for a group project, but then the other people in my group didn't paint theirs, so that didn't go as according to plan, but it's fine. I'm totally over it now. But over here we have my little Lucky Charm ladybug that I've had since I was I don't know, 7. He's always come with me to exams, but I just brought him to uni because I thought I need a little bit of extra luck here. But I also have some more jewellery, this little bear charm that I got matching with my sister because, I don't know, I just recently watched Brother Bear and I was just like, oh my god, there's 2 little bear crystals, so I got it for me and my sister as a present for her. But I also have this little fish bowl that keeps all of my owls, which you've probably seen in my older room tour because I took them with me to uni. But we also have my mirror, which is the most convenient. I always do my hair here, not in the bathroom, because I don't know, the bathroom's just kind of dingy to be in because it's a wet room, so it always just smells like damp, which is not nice. But I also have some little containers, my earring bolts, playing cards. I also have my little light sunset lamp that I never really used. I more prefer to use my 2 other lamps, but this did come in handy when I first moved in because I didn't have the second lamp. But in this shelving corner we have some extra plushies. We have my little moose, we have manta ray, and my little turtle that I got from an aquarium I went to with my boyfriend. More hair accessories, some coloured pencils, a little cooking book. I really want to use it next year when I actually feel comfortable cooking, because right now I have a communal kitchen and it's just not a nice place to be for a long amount of time, so I haven't been able to actually do anything good cooking here. But hopefully next year it'll be fine because I'll finally have my own kitchen, so that'll be nice. But I also have my Switch and my watercolour sets. But yeah, on the top shelf we have a little cat statue that I got matching with my sister. When she visited, we went to all the charity shops in Falmouth and I found this guy and we got them immediately, and now she has the other version of it in her room. But I have my snake plant, some extra posters, not posters, they're like just artwork that I've made and I don't want to display, so I rolled them up and put them there so I don't have to look at them. But I also have my little Celtic crown that my friend from college got me for my birthday, this little Lego bird, my little Studio Ghibli duck that was made out of clay by my sister. I also have this little lizard that my sister got me when she visited, and of course my pythos plant, which trails down here and is gotten like super long now, because before he only had like one vine that was really long, but now there's two. So this one's gotten so long that I've had to like loop it around my fairy lights, which honestly looks really cute. But yeah, I love my pythos plant. I am so glad he didn't die when I brought him here, because when I first came here and I put him like I think there, and I had his leaves trail over there, he started going yellow and I was like freaking out, but I've managed to keep him alive and save him, so that's good. I also have paintings that I did, also a canvas that I stretched, which I've been too scared to use because I've just never stretched my own canvas before, so I thought that was quite interesting to do. But I think that's it for my shelving area, and now onto my random corner. But yeah, in the other corner of my desk I basically just have random posters so the place looked a bit more colourful. I have some artwork that I did in my first March haul. I have my sewing machine, a little Totoro bag for more sewing supplies, iPad, pencil case, just more decorations. My fairy lights hang up here, and also this little Totoro bell keychain thing, and this necklace, and also my wind chime that I couldn't find a place to put it on my window, so he's ended up just being by my window, which I'm fine with. But moving on to down here. Here is where I keep my little IKEA trolley cart, which has been so useful in this room because I have to keep like extra clothing and just art supplies in these drawers, which means that all of my electronics and miscellaneous items have to go in this trolley. That includes my little containers of paint, my watercolor supplies, some books that I haven't actually been able to read because I just haven't had the time, which I thought I would, and some just stuff that I've done in my class that I don't really have anywhere to put, so I just kind of dump it all there. My little tripod so I can film on my desk. Little electronics section that has my controller, switch case, light / speaker, bunch of cables, and some extra art supplies down here. But underneath my desk I just keep all of my old sketchbooks, some extra canvases, and my yoga mat, and that's basically it. So moving up to my windowsill area. I think this is my favourite part of my room, and you can probably tell if you watch my videos because I just love showing this off. I love the way I've decorated it. It has so much sentimental value. I basically have all of my extra plants that won't really survive outside of the windowsill area. I have some incense, some little LED candle lights, a little tray to hold all my crystals and extra stuff, this little robot that my boyfriend painted because he's into like models and stuff like that, and I just really love him, so he gave him to me. But I have these little ceramic houses that I got when I visited home because in the art centre I've wanted them for ages and I always see them, and I finally got them, and basically it has like in my mind it's like each member of my family lives in these. So me and my boyfriend are in this one, my mum and my dad are in this one, my nan's in this one, and my sister's in this one, with our cats just kind of like, they just roam around all the houses. But up here I have my little Crunch keychain that my aunt got me a while ago, which means hug in Welsh if you're not sure. This little turtle plush, and I actually have it matching with my Nana. I also have my sun catcher and a little butterfly charm that my boyfriend got me, I think for our first Valentine's. But yeah, that basically concludes my window shelf area, which leads onto the bed. This is obviously the part of my room that gets the most use because I have, surprisingly, I've gotten such a good sleep schedule just being here at uni, because tell me why I sleep at like 11:30 every night now, which is really shocking because before then I was sleeping at like 3 a.m. So this has like been such a good lifesaver. Downside to this room, if you can hear that, I can hear it 10 times louder. Anything that happens down there, any conversations, anyone on a phone call, any just kids and just anyone in general, I hear them so loudly. My window's not even open. It's just really loud. The amount of times that some people have just gone back there to take a phone call and I can hear all of it is insane. Moving on to my actual bed area, we have a bunch of posters that I've basically collected over the years. Moved them here because, I don't know, I felt like it was important to me to have a space that actually feels like me, because it's so different being here at uni that I need at least one thing to stay consistent, and for me that is being able to decorate my room and personalize it. So I prioritized like taking all my posters to uni. I have all my cushions lined up across the side because what I usually like doing is pulling the chair from over there onto here and then lying this way across the bed. It's actually very, very comfortable, and like that's where I usually have like my food and stuff. Yeah, that's kind of it. I have all of my plushies in this corner. I don't really have like having the corner of my bed like empty, so usually I'll bring like a bigger plush that I can put in the corner of my bed because I don't know, I just don't like the little corners of beds that are empty. I just need it to be like filled with blankets, cushions and plushies. But over here we have my corkboard area. But yeah, on my corkboard I basically just keep all of my jewellery and hair accessories, and my sister actually crocheted me this, which is insane because I am horrible at crochet, but she is amazing and she actually sells some of her stuff. So I'm going to maybe put her eBay in the description because her crochet stuff is so cute, and I don't know, this is just been so useful to keep all my jewellery and earrings because I don't know, I hate losing stuff. Losing stuff is like the worst thing to happen, like minor inconvenience wise. So I like having it all here. I know where it is. But yeah, basically I have all of the jewelry I've collected in Falmouth, all of my old ones, a bunch of necklaces, my hair wraps that I've made that I'm actually planning on making another hair wrap tutorial because I know I've made one on my TikTok and that did really well last year, so I'm thinking of making maybe a longer one on my YouTube to just explain the process in more detail. So look out for that if you're interested in, I don't know, wanting to make hair wraps for the summer. But yeah, that's basically it. And then we move on back to my clothing rack, which leads you to my bathroom. Okay, so firstly I want to apologise if you can hear the fan. I have tried to turn it off, but it might take a few hours for it to actually turn off, so there is some white noise. But I am so glad I got an ensuite room because Two Houses is one of the only accommodations in Falmouth campus that actually gives you an ensuite. So I am so glad I had this because I did not want to share a communal bathroom. But yes, let's get into what I actually have in my bathroom. Yeah, as you enter my bathroom you can basically just see that I have a sink and a shelf to keep all of my products on. I just keep my toothbrush down here along with some soap, and just like face cleaning products. I'm actually running out of this one a bit, so I need to get some refills, but I do my eyeliner in here, so I have that. And then moving on to down here. But yeah, I do have a bin down here and a little bucket where I can hand wash some of my clothing, and I just keep basically just all of my cleaning supplies here. And then onto this way is my shower. But yeah, when I came here I actually realised that the shower curtain that they provide is not long enough. Your bathroom will basically flood, so I installed my own longer shower curtain. I just got it cheap, and it does its job a lot better than the original one. I also have this little tub thing where I can keep my shampoo and body conditioner, my little sponge, and there is like temperature settings, and I was finding it a bit difficult in the beginning to try and actually get hot water, but once I figured it out it was quite straightforward. So yeah, that's basically it for my bathroom. But yeah, that's basically everything. So I really hope you enjoyed this pretty in-depth room tour, and I hope you have an amazing rest of your day. Ta-ra,